Hello, my name is Asha, and I am also known as the Intuitive Wanderess. Welcome to the magical and mystical space where we dive deep into what it means to trust ourselves and follow our own paths. Join me as we manifest a life that meets our heart's desires, filled with abundance and fun. So, a big part of this title, the Intuitive Wanderess, why I call myself the Intuitive Wanderess, is because I look at the word wanderer as moving aimlessly. Being a wanderer almost gives me the interpretation that you're just trying to figure out where you're going. You're not exactly sure where you're going, but you're just moving in any given direction at any given time. And to be that wanderer, it can bring up some fear, it can bring up judgment, it can bring up confusion, uncertainty. It's not always clear. But the reason why in front of wanderess I include intuitive is because I really do feel like my spirit, my consciousness is behind the navigation. It's guiding me, it's moving me, it's leading me, it's supporting me. And to the naked eye, while it may feel like you're just wandering, there's a whole infinite intelligence that is guiding you. And the more and more that you go within, the more and more that you trust yourself, the more that you listen to yourself, listen to your body, feel in this world, the more you can expand and the more that you can wander into amazing experiences in your life. I am continuously in the process of unlearning. I'm not here to give you the right answer or the wrong answer. I'm not here to feed your ego. I'm pretty certain that some of what I have to say, how I think, how I process, and how I move is not for everybody. And that's okay, because I'm not for everybody. And it's taken me some time to really be vulnerable and honest and open with myself about who I am, and to show up that way, to show my light, to show my dark, and to be unapologetic about it. So for those who can resonate with that, I hope that by me bearing my heart with you on this podcast, it inspires you to do the same in your life in any way that you can, because that's really where life gets beautiful. I like to equate it to dancing. For me, dancing is just, it's a spiritual practice for me. Moving with the music, dancing to the beat of any song, feeling the vibrations in my body, being in such alignment with each beat and sound, and it just feels so good. It feels so orgasmic. It feels pleasurable. It feels expansive. It feels soulful. And it feels healing. I dance when I'm happy. I dance when I'm sad. I dance when I'm stuck. I'm dancing when I just need to move energy, move feelings, move thoughts. Dancing allows me to, it reminds me that I am one with life. It reminds me that there is no separation. And when I go into my body and I feel the song, I feel the music, I'm connected. Just like when I go into my body and I feel what I feel, as it's bouncing off life, as it's reacting and responding to life, I'm reminded that I'm one, and I'm reminded that life is moving through me, and that I'm protected, I am guided, I am supported, I am loved deeply. You know, they say there's love and then there's fear. There can't be both. You can't honor two masters, okay? So if you're not in love, if you're not in expansion, if you are not in just that feeling of openness and acceptance and compassion for yourself, especially, then you're in fear of yourself. And I know that there have been moments for me where I've not been all the way accepting of who I am. So I've tried to water myself down. I've tried to dim my light. I've tried to not rock the boat. And a lot of my healing has been being brave enough to be myself authentically, genuinely, without worrying about how people are going to receive me. Because we're all on our own journeys, and that's none of my business. Nothing outside of me can give me what I already have within me. I am one with life. I am one with this experience. So there is no one that can take away love from me. There is no one that can take away expansion and blessings and abundance from me. There's no one thing, one person, one experience, one concept. None of those things can take me away from what is real, which is love, which is God, which is the universe, which is expansion. And the more and more that I realize that, the more and more I stop seeking validation externally. Yes, life is a mirror. Yes, I project out my own fears, my own beliefs, my own limitations, my own thoughts, good or bad. And yes, the world is really within me. The universe is really within me. So I get to let myself off the hook. I get to have what it is that I want now. And I really feel like that understanding, that embodiment, not even just an understanding, it's not just a mind thing, it's a true embodiment to really be in your body, in your knowing that you get to have it all right now. Just right now, you get to have it all. To be in that experience, even just for a moment, is so earth-shattering. It's so beautiful. It's so exciting that it's like, I just want more of that. I want to really experience this life for what I came here for. I didn't come here to follow programs. I didn't come here to learn more. I came here to align with life, to be in one accord, to be. And I'm realizing that more and more. So sometimes I get caught up. Oftentimes I get caught up because there's so much of the programming that I've experienced and that is a part of me, of being really logical and having things as right or wrong, or there should be rules and it should be this way or that way. And life is way too expansive for that. Life is way too expansive for it to just be one truth. Life is way too expansive for it to be right or wrong. Life is way too expansive to only have what it is, to get what you want just in one way. And, another thing I've noticed about manifesting consciously and really being brave enough to ask for what it is that you want, it requires a lot of courage and a lot of courage and almost discipline to really focus and sit with what it is that you want. Like, let me give you an example. You may want to be healthy. You want to be physically healthy. You know that this body is your vessel. You know that you want to take care of it so that you can really live your best experience while you're here. And that's a truly deep desire for you, to be able to move and jump and expand and enjoy life in this physical way to the best of your ability. That desire alone will get you to where it is that you want to be. But oftentimes we get so caught up with the how am I going to do it? Because it's a part of what we know. You don't just sit around and think money's gonna fall into your lap or health is just gonna be there for you. Like, what? You have to earn this. You have to work for this. And just coming from that perspective alone, it's been damaging. Because yes, there are things that you're going to do because you are in this physical body. So you're not just going to sit here and expect to have an amazing fit body, but it's about your mindset. It's about your heart space. It's about where you're coming from. Are you coming from the idea that you have to earn this desire that's already yours? This desire for health and well-being, you have to earn it, rather than it just being your birthright and you are just aligning with it. Just like the beats and the music, dancing, you just align with it and it feels good. You don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to count and figure out how to align with, you just feel the music. And the more that you feel the music, the more that you come into alignment with it. The more that you feel in this life, the more you come into alignment with it. And you don't have to resist. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to work so hard to get what it is that you want. That's when flow starts to happen. When everything that you want and what you're actually doing come together as one. So instead of you feeling like you have to earn it and then forcing yourself to get up at 4:30 in the morning so that you can make it to the gym and then do all of these things, if that doesn't feel good and it feels like such a resistance, it feels so hard, you're not in alignment. And I'm not saying that it won't get you to these same results. It will, it may, but at what expense? And I feel like all people are here for different reasons and they're here on different journeys. So I'm not here to tell you how to manifest your life, what exactly you need to do. But what I am saying is, for me, I've exhausted the will to do things because I felt like I had to earn it. And it's created so much resistance in my life. It's created such a masculine driven, hard outcome based, gotta get it done, gotta hustle. And that's just not who I am. That's not who I am. And the more that I come into alignment with who I actually am, the more that I realize that it is my birthright to be healthy and wealthy. It's my birthright to be in love. It's my birthright to be joyful and to have an orgasmic and pleasurable experience, a deep and soulful experience. The more that I come into alignment with that and I feel into it and I allow life to show me that that's what I deserve, the more I come into being one with life. The things that I do become easy and effortless. easy and effortless. So where I'm at in my journey, it's learning how to go inward. It's really learning how to trust that I know the answers. It's being able to go within myself and realizing I know how to do this. My body will tell me how to do this. It's like for any women who have given birth or who have thought about giving birth or have seen the experience, you often realize, and I'm saying this loosely because I don't have children, but it feels like giving birth is a natural process. It's what we're here to do as women. It doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you need to. It doesn't mean that if you don't or if you do, you're more or less of a woman. No. But that is the ability to have a child is a natural part of us as women. So getting so worked up on how I'm going to be a mom and how am I going to be able to push this child out, and I need to know all of the techniques to be the best at giving birth. Yeah, if it feels good, then do it. Learn, research, expand, talk to people, see different things. But if it doesn't feel good and it feels like a duty, a necessity in order for you to get what it is that you want, which is to have a successful and as pleasurable as it can be birth, a safe birth. If you feel like you have to go through hell and back in order to get what it is that you want, that is a part of the program. Same thing for anything in life. But we have just been taught to believe that everything is such a unnatural experience. And because it's such an unnatural experience, or it was a negative experience for one person or one subset of people, that's just how it is. Oh, well, men are no good. That's the common belief. Men are full of ego. Men are rude and disrespectful. You can't find a good man. That may be a common belief, but that's not a belief you have to subscribe to, especially if you want to be with a man and you want to feel good and you want to feel protected and provided for. So if that is your desire, then feel into that. Feel into how good it is to be loved for exactly who you are. How good it is to be with a partner who is just a beautiful reciprocal to you, who compliments you, who shows up for you, who allows you or gives you the space to be full, wholesome, happy, spiritual, whatever it is that you desire. And trust that life, the more that you feel into that, the more that you embrace that, and the less that you feel you have to earn that or you have to make it happen, that's when magic happens. That's when things just fall together so seamlessly because you get out of your own way. If we look at money, the topic of money, there's such a common belief that we have to work really, really hard to get money, and that we have to sacrifice, and that we have to make ends meet. Geesh, what a hard task to make two ends meet. But then there's a part of you that says, I really would just love to have all of my needs taken care of. I would love to have the money that I need to take care of things without having to sacrifice time, health, my energy levels. I want to be able to do what I'm passionate about. I want to do what feels good. Well, If that's what you want, you have to feel into that. And you have to really allow yourself to be immersed in the knowing, to embody the knowing that you can have that. And you do not have to jump through hoops in order to get that, right? I've noticed even in my journey as it relates to career and finance that there were so many things that I've done so that I could receive and embrace the freedom, whether it was freedom of freeing up my time, being in more of a state of being that allows me to feel good, where I feel aligned with what I'm doing, that I'm making money in ways that align with who I am and what I enjoy doing, right? But it's so funny because in doing that, I literally would find myself making decisions that felt authentic and real to me. And then my program would just come right back in. My program would come right back in, and I would just jump back into the same old mindset. It's like, okay, if I want it to be an entrepreneur so that I can have freedom, so that I could expand, so that I could do what it is that I love, be of service to the world in a way that I see fit for myself, I get to make the decisions. I get to be the creative director of this experience and how I make money. But yet, when I made the decisions that felt good to me and brought me closer to that dream, I jumped right back into self-sabotaging myself. I jumped right back into the old programming of being like an employee, feeling like I have to work hard, or that I can't celebrate now because I'm not at a certain level. I haven't met a certain level of success. And it's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, really learning, or unlearning, should I say, being able to see when you're in your way. A lot of the times that I can tell when I'm in my way is when things are feeling a lot harder than it needs to be. Especially when the idea or the goal was to have ease. If my goal was to become an entrepreneur so that I could have more ease in my life, then why am I creating more difficult? Why am I making this more difficult than it needs to be? If the part of me desired love and relationship so that I could expand into who I truly am, which is love, a loving, soulful being, then why would I make it difficult for myself to receive love that's coming towards me? Or why would I hold on to beliefs that say I can't have what I want? Or why would I just overall try to self-sabotage? Why would I try to pick a fight just because things are going so well, you know? And we all do it because our programs, our ego, it's here to create problems so that it can solve the problems. But it's like a vicious cycle. While it's really cool, it's still limited. While it's really diligent and really good, it's still very limited. And a part of manifesting and creating the life that you want to live, it's really moving past this program, because the program is a small perimeter of only what you can see. And oftentimes what you can see is very distorted based on your traumas, based on fears, based on past experiences as a child, based on different interpretations and how you've perceived these experiences. So it keeps you almost stuck. Whereas when you tap into something that's bigger than you and more expansive than you, like life, God, the universe, consciousness, when you allow yourself to really tap into that, and for me, that has been through my body. Yes, it feels more vulnerable because you really cannot see and you're having to lean on something that's bigger than you. But the reward for that risk is so much more mind-blowing, so much more heartbreaking in the sense of breaking open, expanding, luscious, delicious, abundant, that it's like, okay, I think I want to try it this way now. I cannot overthink this anymore. My brain is tired. I've exhausted myself trying to think my way into new experiences, trying to think my way into dreams and desires that are really deep in my heart, but they are bigger than me. They're bigger than my programs, and they're bigger than my who I've been so far. So in order for me to move into the next level of my life, in order for you to move into the next level of your life, you have to stop shrinking yourself. And a big part of shrinking yourself is adhering to these old programs that say, we got to do it this way. We have to do it this way. Because if we don't do it this way, then this is going to happen. I should do this. I'm going to be extra judgmental over myself. I'm going to create all these rules for myself. I'm going to limit myself. Instead, tap into the higher self, the God in you that is expansive, that is just consciousness, that is infinite. Because that is the version of you, that is the essence of you that will bring the desires that you have in your heart into fruition, into this physical reality. So it's definitely an experience, and I'm just absolutely grateful for the experience, because the more and more that I just tap into this knowledge, this inner knowing, the easier it is for me to realize when I'm off track. The easier it is to realize when I'm not trusting myself. I'm not being faithful to myself. I'm not committing to myself. I'm not honoring myself. I'm not being my authentic self. And I do hope that by just baring my heart, it resonates with who it needs to resonate with, and it inspires you to expand, grow, love, be exactly who you are. That's all for now. I appreciate you all for listening, and until next time.